because I'm still on vacation. I'll be back tomorrow. So it is Monday. Hopefully you all had a wonderful 4th of July, and then some. So definitely lots of exciting things coming up. Last week's show was definitely amazing. So as you are tuning in and to the recorded video today, definitely let us know where you're tuning in from. If you are new to us here at Pink Zebra Home, I want to extend a welcome to you. I'm Beth Hanner, and I'm live here in the PZTV studio, and we are talking about cinnamon this week, and then some, and some other things. So I'm going to give it a few, just a little bit. I'm going to take a good drink of my coffee here. We're starting off Monday strong. Like I said, hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. I do have, hold tight. I do have Pink Zebra Home monitoring the comments. And so if you have questions and so forth, if you like to shop, watch and shop, be sure to drop that down in the comments. They are behind the scenes and they are happy to answer all your questions today. It's such a good day. So again, pre-recorded video today. You guys get me, but I have some fun stuff that I'm going to show you. Of course, we're going to talk about cinnamon and some other things that I've got going on. And in case you missed it, last week we actually talked on Wednesday. We were live, and I was talking about all those amazing fragrances, which we're going to tap in a little bit to today, because there were so many good ones. I can't even begin to choose which one is, well, all right, I lied. Pumpkin bread. This one right here. This one has my heart. But there was some really, really great fragrances that launched, and so we're gonna talk about those fragrances because they truly encompass the fragrance note of cinnamon. All right. So when you think of cinnamon, I know for me, cinnamon is definitely a nostalgic fragrance because everybody recognizes it. It is a strong fragrance. It's used obviously in baking. It is something that everybody, I mean, I love it. I love to smell it. I definitely like cinnamon is one of those fragrances that I like to blend. So we're going to do that a lot today. But cinnamon, I'm going to give you some history on where it comes from. And then of course what it does. Definitely big in cultures, right? So cinnamon is one of the oldest known spices. All right. Yeah, absolutely. More cinnamon, please. Dating back over 4,000 years. It actually comes from the inner bark of trees from the genus Cinnamomum. I'm challenging myself. Primarily Cinnamomum verum, okay, and Cinnamomum cassia. It's native to Sri Lanka, India, and then parts of Southeast Asia. I'm going to just not try to read those names anymore. All right, happy Monday. Ancient Egyptians used it as embalming. How about that? Huh. I need to dig around about that a little bit further because that one really took me by surprise. Romans actually used it as a luxury perfume and then in offerings, right? So even in ancient times, when we think about cinnamon and everything that it encompasses, it was actually seen as a luxurious scent used during festivals and then warmer weather celebrations. Definitely adds a little spice to your summer, right? In medieval Europe, it was used as a status symbol, often gifted among the elite. Now we could use it in multiple ways. We just came off of, or where we're still in summer, right? The summer months. One of my absolute favorite fragrances that has left the line, but that had cinnamon in it, was our Cinnamon Spice Vanilla Air Care Plus. A gorgeous blend of air care and vanilla, and it's so much purpose. But definitely when I think of cinnamon, I like a little bit of a lighter cinnamon smell, but I do like these heavier ones in the fall months. But right now I would say I kind of gravitate towards the lighter cinnamons. So it definitely has a spicy, sweet aroma. We love it, right? And it's also antimicrobial, right? So your scent science behind it, why it makes you feel warm. I like to eat cinnamon too, right? Cinnamon rolls, anyone? Snickerdoodles, okay? All right, are you hungry yet? How cinnamon affects the mind and body. So you have a thermogenic effect with it. Cinnamon actually stimulates blood circulation, and it can create a warming sensation on skin or in aromatherapy. It's going to enhance your alertness and your brain function. And studies show that the scent of cinnamon could actually improve attention span and memory. It's very uplifting, very energizing, and it can help shake off summer sluggishness. All kinds of good stuff, right? I know cinnamon is one of, like I said, it's one of the most recognized fragrances that we have. Whenever I think of home fragrance and growing up as a child, my mother always had, we didn't have like the choices that we do in the home fragrance industry to fragrance your home. We had apple cinnamon, and we talked about apples last week. We had cinnamon, pair them together. Apple cinnamon was one of them. And then I think we had like a clean, refreshing, clean rain or something like that when I was a kid. And then, pine. Pretty much like you were limited, right? And if you think about the possibilities that we have now, there's so many. So what I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you a couple of those fall recipes that we know and love. And then I'm going to give you one that's actually going to, let me see if I brought my, yes. Okay. I'm going to give you one that I feel like would shock you, right? I'm going to give you a shocking recipe. So stay tuned. All right. So this first one that I'm going to give you, we're going to talk about cinnamon because cinnamon actually is a part of a lot of these. First fragrance is Farmhouse Pumpkin, right? So I'm calling this one Spiced Pumpkin Loaf. We're going to pull out some oranges with this. We're going to pull out some pumpkins, some vanillas. This is a gorgeous fragrance. Love it. I like it this year, this time of year too, even in the summer months, because this Farmhouse Pumpkin is a little bit lighter, right? But we're going to actually make it a little heavier. We're going to pair it up with some cinnamon. So that's what we're doing today. Then I grabbed the infamous candied cinnamon apples. All right, so this pairs up the two. This is the perfect fragrance to pair up last week's conversation with this week's conversation, which is cinnamon, okay? Cinnamon and apple together makes candied cinnamon apples. All right, so you have spiced apple, warm cinnamon, and caramelized sugar. This was a Paisley pick. It is extremely beautiful, extremely intense, and it mixes beautifully with all kinds of things, which you actually, if you tuned in last week, you saw me go crazy with all of the different fragrances and so forth. So definitely one for the books. And then last but not least, I'm going to pull out some pumpkin bread. So this is your spiced pumpkin, your clove, and then your warm cinnamon. This is my heart and soul right here. I love this fragrance. If you do anything at all, definitely get yourself some pumpkin bread. It is a fantastic fragrance. So we're going to mix the three of these together. And again, this is going to be one of the definite smells of fall, very recognizable. Cinnamon, super strong, all of the things. Spiced pumpkin loaf. Yum. So good. All right, so we're going to just do a couple scoops of each. If you're new and you've never tuned in with us before, welcome on in. I'm encourage you to drop a comment down. This is not a live video like I normally am. This is pre-recorded, so I won't be able to interact with you. However, Pink Zebra Home is monitoring commentary. So if you have questions, be sure to reach out and they will get you answered up. So here I have spiced pumpkin loaf. The three of these are going to combine against beautiful cinnamon fragrance. I would put this, wow, that is really waking me up right now. All right, so what I love about this one, this is really intense in here. And, I'll tell you what, this is a gorgeous fragrance that capitalizes on cinnamon. But the beautiful part about mixing fragrance is that if you feel like like right now, I love this fragrance, but I want to take it down a little bit. And, it's so interesting because I'm saying that, it's a little bit earlier in the day than I normally like to go live. And we always talk here at Pink Zebra Home about fragrances influencing moods and moments. And I feel like this is one of those fragrances that I'm going to tone down a little bit. So when you mix this, of course, it's to each their own. But this is a prime example. I didn't know this was going to do this, of how I would go a little heavier on the two of these. Your cinnamon-based pumpkin, your all-out pumpkin, and then your candied cinnamon apple last. Just because I don't want, that's better, the candied cinnamon to overtake the entire bag. Fragrances like cinnamon, all right, great example, have a tendency to do that. if you're not careful. And as we kind of go into the winter months, what you're going to see is your cinnamons, your pines, even some of your apples can do that. So when you're blending, no need to be afraid to blend, but just keep in mind that you just might want to tailor some of those blends to your personal preference, right? Okay, so that was fun. Let's keep going. I'm going to give you another fragrance that, like I said, let's see, let's just come up with some more. I want to see what else we got. We had a lot of an amazing, Sugar Cookie Bliss. Okay, so let's just see. I want to do some more fun recipes. We could do, I know I did a ton of, let's see. All right, so I'm going to put the candy cinnamon aside for now. Pumpkin bread and Sugar Cookie Bliss. Okay. So let's take the two of those and just pair those up. And then maybe we'll pull out some, more of some other summer fragrances too. We'll kind of make this a hodgepodge of cinnamon and summer and all things. All right. So the two of these together, I talked about this, I believe last week on, on Thursday about how when you blend two fragrances together, you definitely notice that they have a nice balance. When you blend three or more, of course, then you're going to get hints of every single one of those. All right, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take the two of these together. And again, this is Sugar Cookie Bliss. Yum. All right. So good. This is your vanilla, your warm buttery. It's like a sugar cookie. We're going to blend that with some pumpkin bread. All right. Pumpkin bread, like I said, is my favorite return. It is a must. So this is going to be like a pumpkin sugar cookie, right? We really didn't go out of the box very far on that one, but there you go. All right. So pumpkin bread and sugar cookie. Yum. I want to say that we did a lot with this last year. This was one of the 12 Days of Christmas fragrances that came out last year. That was absolutely wonderful in case you missed it. So drop down in the comments again. Today, fresh start to the new week. Let us know what you are so excited about whenever it comes to these fall fragrances and embracing still the seasons and cinnamon, and just maybe let us know some things, what you're enjoying right now in the comments. And we would love to hear from some of you. So definitely let us know. Again, I am not live right now, so I won't answer your questions. However, Pink Zebra Home is able to do that and then some. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. That one hits good, my friends. So I want to say that we have an explosive vault show coming out on Thursday, right? So I'm going to tease that a little bit. I'm not going to show anything because I'm not here to get your reaction. So you might want to tune in next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Okay, which would be actually in 2 days. So tune in on Wednesday. We're going to be talking about that vault show. But I think that, with this, what we could do, if I wanted to capitalize a little bit more on the cinnamon, would be to put a straight cinnamon fragrance in this. Just basic cinnamon. If you have cinnamon spice, I would recommend that. I feel like it's actually pretty perfect by itself. But for those of you that are looking to elevate, I'm always looking to elevate. I like to elevate about anything. That would elevate it for sure. But that's pretty good, gosh darn good by itself. So, anyone other pumpkin bread lovers out there like me? Anyone else love a good pumpkin bread scent? Place an order today too, and we have a lot of these bags that are going to go out in packages. So I did all the work behind the scenes before I took vacation. So trust me, those bags are out there ready for your orders to pack up and so forth. All right. Let's see what else we got. All right, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take another step, and I'm actually going to show you how you can take a pumpkin cinnamon fragrance, and I'm going to blow your mind, okay? I'm going to pull out something that you would never guess, okay? So this fragrance that I'm going to pull out is pink pineapple, right? So we are going to take the two of these, right? Yes, we are, and we are going to actually blend them together. Surprisingly or not, when you blend the pineapple, this has notes of pineapple, mango, and coconut, in with pumpkin, it's absolutely amazing. All right, and so I cannot own this recipe. This came from our good friend Dana, and when she first told me about this, Of course, I have an open mind when it comes to blending. I would encourage you to do the same. Sky's the limit with blending. But I told her, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I actually said those words before we did it. And then I smelled it. All right, so we don't have a name for this one, so we're gonna just call it as it is. Pumpkin bread, right? And pink pineapple. Here we go, my friends. All right, we are gonna do the two of these together, so you name it, whatever you want. I will say that I feel like you might need to go, you might need to smell it. This is one of those fragrances that both of them can capitalize on the other one. So if you, I kind of have a tendency to use a little bit more pink pineapple sometimes, but I made it yesterday and I kind of, I had to kind of figure it out. You could balance it. I think Dana balances that out. So that would be 6 and 6. If you're blending at home, fun fact, 12 scoops to a bag, just so you have an idea. Okay, so I want this to have a little bit more cinnamon, I think. So we're gonna add a little bit more pumpkin bread. And again, trial and error. Very, very pretty fragrance. So fun. Okay, so what's so intriguing with this is what my nose is pulling is the freshness of the pink pineapple, but the spices and the warmth of the pumpkin bread. It's actually really, really good. Definitely gotta let me know in the comments if you make this one. I know it seems different. It seems like it wouldn't go together. That's why I love it, because you never know, right, when you try things. And I don't really know the history behind this one. So maybe Dana can pop on sometime and share the history behind this fragrance. But this is her recipe, and I gotta say I'm here for it. So hopefully you guys are open to try something new. I know everybody has pink pineapple. That's definitely a must-have for the summer months. Anyhow, give it a try with the pumpkin bread and definitely let me know. I love it. So, all right, so pumpkin bread, we're gonna set that one aside, and then I have to take a moment and I have to blend another one of my favorites from the summer months. So I'm gonna actually shift gears, and I'm gonna give you one of my favorite blends that I've been using a lot in my house. I am calling this Take Me There. I pulled out one of the most amazing fragrances I think we've ever had, and I know that's loaded because we've had a lot, especially what we just launched, but I gotta tell you, Coco Loco and Endless Summer. For those of you that are coconut lovers, this is right up your alley, still available on the website. Let me tell you what, amazing. I absolutely love both of these. Endless Summer came out and I was like, whoa, my house smells amazing. And then I elevated it. Speaking of elevating your fragrance, Coco Loco, that's what did it. So we're going to blend the two of these together, especially for the upcoming summer months. We are starting to be in the dog days of summer, right? Before too long it will be. Here in Houston, we are still slightly preheating, but to me, being from the Midwest, it's hot. It's hot. Okay, so I'm going to blend the two of these together. This reminds me that I'm going to have to get in the pool. Okay, this weekend is pool time. This is definitely one of those recipes. And we could take this a couple different ways. I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. So I'm going to do a few scoops of Coco Loco. That's a lot of words. And then I'm going to add in some Endless Summer together. Take Me There is what I'm calling this. Beautiful fragrance. This is perfection. And, I want to say too, Endless Summer comes in a body lotion spray, and I'm slightly in love with that stuff. So in case I've never talked about it before, do yourself a PSA and go get some of that. That body lotion spray is next level amazing. All right, so I'm gonna do a couple scoops of the Endless Summer and a couple scoops of the Coco Loco, and we're gonna talk about the fact that smells like summer in a bag. I could call it that too, but we're not. We're calling it Take Me There. So in case you're wanting some more summer recipes, that's definitely one of those throwbacks for the summer. We're gonna leave these two there, and I'm gonna talk about how when you add in another fragrance to that, what was I going after? I gotta think about, we could add in some pink pineapple to this. We could even try, I wasn't sure, I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Let's mix in a little bit of this Moment of Calm and just see what happens, my friends. This is gonna be, I wasn't planning this. I don't have a name for this one. So here we are, okay? So how I did this is, I know the two of these blend because I just blended that really well together. This just launched on last Tuesday night, and you guys actually bought it out the first night. So Moment of Calm, do yourself a favor, go grab you some Moment of Calm. We're gonna mix the three of these together because I know there are some of you out there that absolutely love all of these, just like me. But what I love about this mix, I know I'm gonna love about this, is that this is like, to me, this is everything that I love about summer encompassed into one fragrance, right? So you're gonna have some jasmine, you're gonna have a little bit of vanilla with the Moment of Calm. It gives me those beach soul, right? Soul vibes a little bit. And then of course the coconuts. This is really good. All right, so if you get this bag, you're gonna have to name it. I'm gonna promise you right now, I know it's gonna work. I haven't done it, right? So you're seeing it right here, first glance. Here we go. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. When you blend, definitely do the same thing. So we're going Coco Loco, a little bit of Moment of Calm, and a little bit of Endless Summer. All right, we're gonna go around one more time and mix the three of these together and see what happens. Okay. You know, I tell you what, it's what I love about blending recipes and making my own, is that when I have a moment and I'm actually deep in and doing a blend, exactly like what I just did, it's that aromatherapy, my friends. This is absolutely incredible. Moment of Calm, Endless Summer, and Coco Loco. So that is your, I'm gonna say that this is gonna be your smell of summer. That's what we could call it if we wanted to name it. It's always kind of fun. Maybe you guys can drop some names in the comments. Whatever works for you. Lots of fun stuff right there. So, you see it here first. You see how it works. Encourage you to do the same. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to hop off of here. Of course, let us know in the comments what you are enjoying. We love having you. Thank you for being the best part of my day and tuning in with me every single day. I'll be live tomorrow, Tuesday, right? So I'll be back from my vacation, ready to go and be live to talk with you guys more on all the things that we did last week, because it was a full week. So can't wait to see you. I'm going to come around and shut off.